Hi Flosstube, good morning. It is Helen D. Today is Tuesday, May 11th, which is my parents' anniversary. 47 years? I think 47 years. That's a lot of years. Good for them. They just got back from Florida, so we're really excited that we should be able to go see them this weekend. We waited. We didn't go over Mother's Day because they had just traveled and gotten back, and we aren't quite fully vaccinated yet. So hopefully we can go. We're planning on going up on Saturday to see them. So I hope everyone's week is off to a decent start. Our week's been fine so far. I mean, it's only Tuesday. I did drop off this morning. They're doing paving in front of the road that goes right by the high school and then to the middle school, where 90% of the people that then leave have to turn left. No one directing traffic. So that was fun. And will be fun again, I'm sure, tonight when I pick up, and possibly the rest of the week. Life updates, I usually do them first because there's never really much. Last time I talked to you, my son had just been told that they had to be home for 2 weeks because someone in the transportation department tested positive and they didn't have enough bus drivers. So we were home for 1 week, and then they found some substitute drivers. So he was only home, actually it was 4 days. So they were able to go back last week, which is great. And then hopefully, I think we have 5 weeks left. We get out mid-June. Maine starts late. I know some people will be out long before us. Honestly though, mid-June is early for us because typically we get a lot of snow days. We've gone into like the 22nd, 23rd before, but this year it's mid-June and I don't see that changing. Yeah, so school, same old, same old. John and I did get our second vaccines a week ago today. Yeah, today's Tuesday, so a week ago. He got his a week ago yesterday, and then I got mine a week ago today. And we split them up in case we had reactions so that we'd be fine. He was a little sore and tired, but that was really it. I had mine. I was dizzy that afternoon, and then nothing. My arm didn't even hurt. And then, like, going to bed the next night, I got it in my left arm. And I usually sleep on that side, but I knew from the first one that I'd have to just sleep on the other side. So I rolled over and you put your arm down, and I hadn't noticed all evening. I was all like swollen, like up in my armpit and my lymph nodes, which is, a known side effect. So I didn't freak out. Although I did tell John, I'm glad I just had a mammogram in February so that I know I'm good, because I would have freaked out. And it's gone down. So it was kind of swollen up for a couple days. Honestly, today's the first day that it feels kind of normal. So keep that in the back of your mind that it is a known. They say if, it lasts more than a couple weeks, you should call your doctor, but I'm good. So I think that's it. Oh, also, many people have mentioned this, so I'm just gonna throw it out there. I've noticed sometimes when I've gone on one of my videos to like check the comments so I can read right back to comments, some ads are popping up. I don't monetize, so I apologize. I've said no ads. They're putting ads anyway. So I apologize, but just so you know, I don't like them either. They're not there because of me. And we're on coffee number 2 today. So, what have I been up to in the last 2 weeks? Quite a bit. I've got some more finishing done because I'm trying to get some stuff caught up before school's out, quite frankly. So, I'll start this one. Some of you may have seen. I did a tutorial. Okay, so back up. This was the little freebie chart that I will link below. Again, I'll put my link tree down below. And this was that beaded edging that Audrey Stitchy Witch 42 had done that I wanted to try on this piece. And a lot of people asked if I would show how I did it. So I had a little ornament waiting just in my pile. And I thought, well, I'll do it on that because it's small and it won't take as long. So this is the piece that I used on the tutorial. So this is Heart and Hand Merry Making Minis Bear is what it's called. So I did that beaded trim all the way around, and then I sewed a jump ring on, not very well, but I sewed a jump ring on to just put the hanger through so I can put that on the tree. So that one is done. And thank you to everyone who did watch the tutorial. I hope it was helpful. I had some people ask, well, do you have to use 3 beads? Could you use 2 beads? Yeah, I would. I would think 2 beads or even 1 bead would just make it look less, like this one almost looks like a rope. They would just give it a thinner look. So I think it would be great. Try it. If you don't like it, you can just snip them out and they pull right off. So then I had some finishes from my friend Penny that she dropped off ages ago and was like, absolutely no rush, add them to your pile. I got the last of hers done. So I had 2 more of hers and I just finished them and she hasn't picked them up yet, so I get to show them to you. So this was her first one. These are both, this light today is it's a little much. They're both woodline needle and thread. This one, if I had to guess, is Liberty or Land of Liberty. So this one I had a blue fabric that matched. I had this, it was from a scrapbooking thing that I had picked up, and it had like a different button in it that was just glued, so I popped that off and put red, so it's red, white, and blue. It's kind of cream, but that's okay because so is he. And then I just used that same one on the back. So that one is done. I didn't put a trim. I didn't have one that matched really well. And sometimes if I do a lot, I feel like I don't need to do more. So that one didn't have a trim. This next one doesn't either. This is one of the wordplay, I think. This is the Christmas one, the December one. So I finished this one with the little panel on the bottom. And then, oops, these got twisted. When it was sewn together, I wrapped some baker's twine just all the way around twice. I kind of tacked it on the sides and then tied them with a little jingle bell. So that one's done. So she's gonna come grab those. And then the other one that I managed to get done, I finally finished framing Dash Away from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. So this one I just popped in a frame. I had this frame made by the same company on Etsy that did the one I used for the Chinese Zodiac. This is a 10 by 13. So this frame is wood. I know last time when I showed the other one, I mentioned that it was a plastic frame, which is totally fine, except if you want to screw something in to like hold your piece in, can't do that on a plastic frame. This one is wood, but I cut my stuff a little snug. I don't need to hold that in. It's not going anywhere. So I pinned it and then just laced the stuff out of the way. This chart originally was done on white, but I did mine on a dark fabric. It's Picture This Plus. It's probably dusk. And I did have to change this bright blue. There was a darker blue and it didn't show. And then on the bottom, I did change the placement of some of the colors, but it's the same colors. Like the trees were yellow, so I just kind of made them how I wanted them. So that one's finally done. I finished stitching it last year, I just didn't FFO it before Christmas. So those are all off my pile. Like I said, I'm just trying to whittle it down a little bit before school's out. John hasn't had a ton of meetings, so I can be in there. He had one yesterday and I was sorting thread and I had to punch like 85 holes in a thing and I had to leave the room with my hole punch. FF, that was my fully finished. So my finish, I have one finish and it was this tiny freebie called Turkey Time. This was my car project. This is Erica Michaels, and mine is on a 25 count vintage country mocha because the little gobble words are over 1. And like I said, they're my favorite part, so I wanted them in there. I had no problem with the over 1 on this bigger count. If you did this on a small, like on a 40 count, I mean, it would be tiny, it'd be half this size. But I really like how he turned out. There's a little mistake in there, but I know and no one else does. This chart, like I said, that's a freebie. It is on the Erica Michaels Designs Facebook page. If you go to like their photos tab, just scroll back. It's from 2018, but there's a picture of it there, and you just save it right from there is how you get it. So it's still there. Just scroll down, drool over all the berries, and then you can print it out from there. So that one is done. So then I worked on 4 things since I've seen you. One of them was a teeny tiny start on this month's circle of the Chinese Zodiac Cell from Tiny Modernist. I didn't even bring it down. So, the Pixels That Made Us Sell, you guys have seen this, everyone. This is a weekly stitch along. This is by Pix Stitch. It's a charity stitch along. So the charity is Child's Play, which donates games and tablets and things for kids in the hospital. So they have some entertainment to kind of make it feel more like home if they're in a hospital. So you make a donation to Child's Play, and then you email Justin from Pix Stitch the receipt, and he gets you on the list. You can still join. We're just over the halfway point. You could totally still catch up. You could stitch this in 2 years, right? So I'm not gonna open it all the way because I'm still working on it. Although then you can't see what I did last week. Just because I like you guys. This month, kind of, is the M. And the M is arcade games. So last time, it was this stretch. Probably you haven't seen it, honestly, since I was over here at Marge Simpson. Because I finished up here, and then we did this, and then this week we're up here. Kind of goes down to a point, and then it will be one more. And then the E, which is what we'll start next, is going to be Sega. Sega Genesis, Sega. Sonic, that's all I know from Sega. So this comes out on Mondays. What I've been doing is I started on Mondays. I try and finish on Wednesdays. This one might have taken me a little longer because I had my shot and I was kind of not stitching very much. So then when this one is caught up, I pull out something else to work on for the weekend. So I've been working on that. When I got that one done last week, I had a new start that I was planning for May 1st. So I thought, well, what can I work on for just a couple days before that starts? So I pulled out the Meow Block from Hands On Design. That's the side panel. I got the side panel done. So there's all my kitties. This is called to be done on a 28. I'm doing it on a 16 because it was what I'm trying to use stuff I have already. And this is the one I had that white really showed up on the best. So it will be a little smaller, which is fine. And I also, these lines you kind of stitch through, and that's how you connect them. First of all, it called to be done in Fancy Floss, and I thought, well, I'm not wasting that much Fancy Floss. I'm gonna pull some DMC for that. And I didn't have a DMC that really matched the gray, so I pulled one that matched the blue. So I finished the side panel, and then I started the top. And that's how much I have. So not that much. And then the bottom, for this one, you just stitch a square, you back stitch a square so that then you can attach. Her newer one, I know the pumpkin one. I don't know about the reindeer. It has a design on the bottom, like the bottom of the pumpkins is on the bottom. So I worked on that. I think that's beige, Ada, by the way. And then Saturday, May 1st, I was going to start Turkey Bay. So this is by Plum Street. I've had this for a while, and I had a couple friends that have had this for a while, and we said, well, let's stitch it. And my friend Patty said, well, May 1st is a Saturday. That would give people the weekend. So I know it's myself, and from the main group, it's Patty and Marissa and Michelle Main Moose Mom joined us, and a couple other people on Instagram have joined us. So we are using the hashtag Turkey Bay Sell because no one else was using it, so it was available. Yeah, and it's fun watching them come together. So that is the chart. I darkened mine up a little bit. I used kind of a mix of a conversion from the original chart. A woman at Frugal Empire, another stitcher, when I went to that in 2019, was stitching it and shared her conversion, and it was a little darker. So mine's a mix of the two. I had that, but I didn't have that, but this was close. And then the water is Caribbean blue, and it's really bright blue. But the one from the conversion was, my skein at least, was gray. So I'm using Chesapeake Bay, which is one of the newer Classic Colorworks colors. So it wasn't even available when this came out. And I've gotten a lot done on this. So the boat took like the whole first weekend and half the water. And then I kind of filled in the water when we were playing D&D. And then I started last weekend on kind of the flowers and the extra stuff. And I wasn't planning on doing the border, and then I thought it needed the border, so I had to put the border in. But we had double D&D this weekend, so that worked great for that. I'm stitching this on 14 count Picture This Plus vellum, so it's a really, really, really light brown. There's no white in this, so easy. And I did, so these little berries, I guess, all these little berries are charted as like 4 cross stitches in a square, and I decided to use Smyrna stitches instead. I thought it added a little dimension, and they're way quicker. So that's what I'm using for those, is the Smyrna stitches. So I have kind of this section left to do. This big flower right here on mine is supposed to be the same color as the little berries. I'm running a little low on that one, so we'll see. I'm gonna do all the berries first, and then if I think I have enough for the flower, I'll do the flower in that color. If I don't, ooh, that doesn't go in that bag. I'll just I'll pick one of the other floss colors to do that in. You'll never know if I hadn't told you. That is my whips. I did start a new project for the car, but it's in the car. So you'll see it when it's done. It's not that impressive anyway at this point. It's an alphabet with like 4 letters in it. So, yeah. Giveaways. I didn't grab last week's. I thought I did. I grabbed this week's. Giveaways. We have giveaways from last week and for this week from Carla at Cobweb Corner. When you do enter a giveaway, and I try and remember to say this, but it's just for legality reasons, the standard giveaways that you must be over 18 so you can legally give me your address. Please don't say giveaway. I'd appreciate it if you're a subscriber. So last week we gave away, last video, Wool Willie, which was I think it was Jeanette Douglas. It was a whole series of these quirky little prim ladies. That goes to Elizabeth Johnson. And then the reindeer block chart, I think it's technically called 25th from Hands On Design, went to Carol Newey, N-E-W-E-Y. I've commented on both your comments with my email address. You may have already emailed me, but my husband's on that computer, so I'll check later. And then for this video, we have 2 giveaways, again, from Carla at Cobweb Corner. The 2021 Santa from Prairie Schooler. If you would like this chart, you can say Santa. I love this one. This might be my favorite of all the Santas because of all the little critters. That's kind of how it's kind of how I picture us trying to pick up one of our cats. So we have that. And then the other one I thought was really cool. And then I thought it was even cooler when I got it in person. So Carla has started carrying some kits from Satsuma Street. I love Satsuma Street. So Jody Rice has this whole series. She has Halloween, and then she has some Christmas. So I said, well, why don't we do one of these? Because people might not know that Carla is carrying them. So this one is called Night Owl. And if you're interested in this chart, say owl. That's the word I'll use. So this is stitched on perforated paper, and it has some sequins and some beads. And I knew it was a kit, that it came with the perforated paper and it came with the beads and the sequins. It comes with everything. So it has all your floss, a needle, your sequins and your beads, and then on the inside, there's like a nice piece of cardboard in there to keep things like from squishing. There's the perforated paper, which is like a black. You can kind of see it around the edge. So all you need is some scissors and then whatever you want to back it with, right? If you wanted to use sticky felt or regular felt with some glue, or not put anything on the back, right? So you'd be good to go. So you can kind of see on the back. There's a cat. That one's kind of covered, but it's a pumpkin. There's the owl, there's a tombstone. So you might want to check these out. I might get one of these for me because I thought everything is there. Like you could just kind of tuck it aside, and then when you were looking for something, pull it out. Carla is on vacation right now, but sometimes when she goes on vacation for her shop is still open to order, and she puts on there right on the top when she'll be back for to ship things out. And there's usually, and I know there is right now, a coupon code for 10% off as like a thank you for waiting. So you could get 10% off one of those. Oh, I also should mention my friend Penny, who's picking up her things. She runs thedailystitcher.com, and she is having a sale on all of her Stitching with the Housewives charts, if you're looking for a hard copy of one of those. I actually prefer stitching those from the hard copy because they're in color, and for their charts, when I print them out, like you can't see the color. I don't have a color printer, so they're kind of black and white is iffy, but in color, they're already ready for you. Haul or purchases or gifts. I have one of each. So when Carla sends charts for you, she also sends a couple charts to me. So I got one of the Santas, and I can't even. Bigfoot Bunch from Plum Street. I just noticed that he's on the back. So I really need to do these stacks. I have so many, and I haven't done any of them. And then I saw in a couple of the pictures and videos from the Midwest Cross Stitch Retreat, Paulette Stewart was the guest designer, and she had like a little pop-up shop, and it had some of her upcoming charts for sale. Hedgehogs, you guys, hedgehogs. This year, I should get at least one done, if not two. And every time I work, I've only ever stitched, confession time, I own a lot of Plum Street charts. Turkey Bay is only the second one I've stitched. I really need to stitch some more. So that was that. I ordered some fabric from a dyer I had never tried. To dye for DYE fabrics, they're on Etsy. Laura from Stitching by the Shore uses her fabrics a lot, and she's always showing it off. So I went on her website, and you can custom order, but she also has some on there that are just ready to go. So I grabbed some of the ready to goes. They're purple. I was hoping one of these would work for the Wizard of Oz sale from Satsuma Street, but I don't think that they are, but they're gorgeous. So I got light lavender, which is a bright, this is the one I was hoping would work. And I think this one almost would have, but because it was one of the already ready pieces, it's not quite big enough. This one, Violet Ash, I think. You can see there's, it's quite a bit darker. And then this other piece was listed as Violet Ash, but the owner said, this is the one I ordered, was this one, which again is quite a bit different. And she said, oh, I mislabeled that one. That's not actually my Violet Ash. So what she did was she dyed me the Violet Ash and then sent me this one. So that was super nice of her. So all of these are 14 count. And we'll probably have Halloween projects on them. Because I love me some purple for Halloween. Two more things. The next one is a gift. So when I started the Gamer Stitch Along, the pixels that made us stitch along, the reason I even found that stitch along is because someone I follow on Instagram posted like in their stories a picture from someone they follow on Instagram that was this chart. Hopefully you can see it. So this is called Far Away Times. And this is, it's by Pick Stitch, and it's the characters from the game Chrono Trigger, which is one of my boys' favorites. So that's how I even found out that the Pixel sale was going on. So Justin from Pick Stitch, I had mentioned it in a video way back, and he said, when we're ready with that chart, I would like to gift that to you as a thank you for getting the word out about this stitch along. So he just released it and he sent it along. It's gorgeous. It has a ton of colors and it's big, but it'll be fine. If I can handle that Pixel one, I can handle this one. So how can you get it? Pick Stitch does not sell on Etsy. They were selling on Etsy at one point. They've decided to change how they're doing it. So what Justin is doing now is they have a Twitch feed, which they're trying to build up. And if you join their Twitch, I'm not cool enough for Twitch. I don't know if it's a Twitch account or a Twitch feed. If you join their Twitch, if you're cooler than me and you join their Twitch, tier 2 or tier 3, you get one of their patterns a month. You can email him and say, I'd like this one, and he'll email it to you. Tier 2, I looked, is $10 a month. So tier 3 was, I think, $25. That one includes, by the way, I think it's an hour of one-on-one design time with Justin. So if you had something specific that you want charted, I will put a link below to their Twitch feed account if you're interested in that. The thing I really like about his charts, I love pixel art, and it lends itself so well to cross stitch because they're both, you could chart them on a piece of graph paper. But he takes it to the next level. Like, I've done some pixel stuff for the boys that looks just like the sprites from the video games. But he takes them to the next level. So they're like doing things, and like on this one, they're each in their own little scene from the game. So I love it. So my plan for that, when I finish the Pixels sale, I have currently 1.5 boxes of floss that go with that. So when I'm done with that, I'm gonna pull out the floss chart for this one. And as I'm putting things away, I will keep any in there that are in this other one. So I don't, first of all, I don't have to pull floss, and I don't have to put it away. It'll be right there. And then I will probably start that one. I might give myself a little break. I might not, we'll see. My son has already claimed it for his room. By the time I'm done with it, he might not want it in his room, but it can go on their nerd wall, so. Oh, and then the only other thing I've bought, which I bought a while ago, but it just came in, is the Emma Congdon Cross Stitch for the Earth. This is a great book. I'm not going to do a flip through. I know I've seen some out there, but here on the front page, it kind of shows you. That blue one is like my favorite. So it kind of shows you some of the charts that are in here. There are 20 different charts. That blue one is my favorite. My other favorite, because I'm crazy, is this one, which would take so long to stitch. It's that one right there. But I love it, so we'll see. I got that on Amazon. I pre-ordered it and then it came in, so. Plans, same old, same old. Pixel Sal, when I'm done with that for the week, I will work on something else. This week I might try and work on Turkey Bay some more, and then the Wizard of Oz Sal from Satsuma Street starts on the 15th, which if today's the 11th, that is soon. I don't have a math brain. Saturday. Perfect. So that would give me a couple days to work on Turkey Bay and then hopefully pick up that on the weekend. I did find a different piece of fabric. Now I don't even remember what color I picked. It's upstairs. So thank you guys. I'm trying to think if I had anything else and I'll think of it later. It's just the way it goes. I'll put the link tree down below that has all those freebie charts if you want to grab those. I did see my first person stitching one today. So that was cool. Stitchin' Cousins, I think. I haven't commented on her post yet. And I know they have a Flosstube, but I haven't had a chance. I'm behind. Cross Stitchin' Cousins. She started it. That's the first one I've seen, so that's exciting. That's all. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you guys hopefully in a couple weeks. Bye.